Lesson 5, topic Pythagorean Theorem. Learning target, I can use the Pythagorean Theorem to solve problems involving right triangles. Vocabulary, we have a right triangle is a triangle with a right angle or a 90-degree angle. That is marked by this square right here. So as if a triangle has that marking, we know it's a right triangle. The sides we call leg A and leg B. They are interchangeable, and those are the sides that are next to the right angle, or they touch the right angle. So you can see the two sides make up that square in the corner. And then the side opposite the right angle. So if you start at the right angle and draw a line straight across your triangle, that side is called the hypotenuse. And then the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared in relation to the right triangle. So if we take the length of leg A and square it, the length of leg B and square it, add it together, that will equal the length of side c squared. So we're going to do a couple examples here. Use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for the missing side length. So we know it's a right triangle because it's got the right angle marking. And the two sides touching it are our two legs. So I'm going to call side 9A and side 12 will be B. Draw a line across the triangle from the right angle, and that is your hypotenuse. So x is going to be c, and what we're going to be solving for. So the first step is to set up your Pythagorean theorem. We label the sides, and then we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So a I labeled as 9, so I'm going to replace the a with 9, but it still stays squared, so now it's 9 squared, plus b squared, well b was 12, so I replace b with 12, 12 squared equals c squared. C is x, it's what I don't know, it's what I'm solving for, so equals x squared. So now here we can use our calculator to help us if we need. So our calculator can do the 9 squared plus 12 squared for us. So we can type in 9 squared, we're going to hit this button right here that says x squared, and then plus 12, and then again square it, hit that x squared button, kitty corner from the 7. Press enter and we get 225. So 225 equals x squared. Now we don't want to know what x squared is, we want to know what just x is. That variable is not by itself yet. So here comes another way of solving an equation, is to get rid of a square with its opposite. The opposite of squaring a number is taking the square root of a number. So we're going to take the square root of the left side and the square root of the right side to solve this problem. So just to show you that this opposite of squaring is a square root, if I start with 5 and I square 5, I get 25. If I take the square root of 25, I'm back to where I started with 5. So if I take the square root of x squared, I just get x. I'm back to where I started. And then we take the square root of 225. To get a square root, we're going to hit the blue button. We're going to hit that x squared button that we've been using to square. And we're going to put 225 and press enter, and we get 15. So x equals 15. Let's do one more example. Use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for the missing side length. So we have the sides of our triangle. Here's the right angle. So if we draw that line across from the right angle, that is C, our hypotenuse. So C is 8. So then the other two sides are our legs of our triangle. So I'm going to label X as A and 6 as B. Now you can change those around, but that's how I'm going to label it for this example. So now we're going to replace the variables in our Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, with their values. So a is x, so I'm going to make it x squared, plus b is 6, so I'm going to make it 6 squared, equals c. c is 8, so that is going to be 8 squared. So this is going to be a little different because our x squared is over here on the addition side, our unknown. So we can still use our calculator to help us with the squares if we need to. So we have 6 squared is 36, and 8 squared is 64. So we have x squared plus 36 equals 64. And now we're going to use our solving equation skills and undo. So this time we have to undo the plus 36 with that minus 36 on both sides. We get x squared equals 64, take away 36 is 28. And then lastly, remember to get rid of the square. The opposite of squaring a number is taking the square root. So we're going to take the square root of the left side and the square root of the right side. The square root of x squared is just x equals the square root of 28. So we can use our calculator. Square root, hit the blue button, the x squared button, and then type in 28. And we get a decimal, so we can round that to the nearest hundredth. So we have 5.29. And that would be the length of our missing side. That's all your notes. You can move into your practice.